It all started with a single, venomous sentence from a 9-year-old boy named Timmy, standing on his side of the property line in a faded Avengers t-shirt. "Your yard's a weird color, 'cause you folks ain't like us," he said, his voice flat, eyes gleaming with a chilling certainty no child should possess. I was trimming the hedges that Saturday morning, and those words hit like a slap, exposing the rot festering beneath the surface of our quiet suburban street. The disdainful glances, the muttered slurs from his parents, Lisa and Gregget, all crystallized in that moment. Timmy wasn't just parroting. He was a mirror of their hate, and his words were the spark that ignited a war I never wanted but couldn't avoid. That night would come to define everything. The night my wife, Sarah, was attacked on our own porch over a couple of pizza boxes, a night that turned our lives into a battlefield. Sarah, a pediatric nurse, had endured a punishing week at the hospital, double shifts, sobbing parents, and cases that broke her heart. By Friday, she was a shadow of herself, craving only a quiet evening with a movie and pizza. I offered to pick it up, but she insisted, saying the drive and the radio were her escape. I kissed her goodbye, set up the living room, and waited. An hour later, her car pulled into the driveway, headlights flashing across the walls. I smiled, expecting her familiar footsteps. Instead, a piercing shriek sliced through the night. I muted the TV and rushed to the window, my pulse spiking. There, under the porch light, was Sarah, clutching 2 pizza boxes, her braided hair glinting, her face a mask of confusion. Below her stood Lisa, a hulking figure in a garish yellow tracksuit, jabbing a finger at Sarah and bellowing, "You've got some nerve." Greg, in his usual stained tank top, loomed beside her, arms crossed, sneering. Timmy, in his superhero shirt, glared up at Sarah like she was a villain he'd sworn to defeat. I was out the door in seconds. "What the hell's going on?" I demanded. Lisa's head snapped toward me. "Your wife's got the gall to bring home food for 2 while we've got a growing boy right here," she spat. I blinked, stunned. "Are you out of your mind? We ordered dinner for ourselves. Why would we feed you?" Greg stepped forward, his voice a low growl. "We smelled the pizza." A decent neighbor would have asked. Sarah, her voice trembling with exhaustion, said, "I don't even know you. I just wanted dinner after a long week." That set Lisa off. "You don't know us? We live 10 feet away, and you think you're better than us." I moved to Sarah's side, my hand on her back. "This is insane. You're having a meltdown because you're too lazy to feed your own kid. Go home." Lisa's laugh was a jagged, mocking sound. She yanked out her phone, dialing 911 with theatrical flair. "I'm being threatened," she cried. "This woman's refusing to cooperate, and her husband's getting aggressive. We feel unsafe." Her voice shifted on the call, becoming tearful, fragile. "Please, my son's here. She's acting crazy, maybe on something." It was a masterclass in manipulation, weaponizing her whiteness and motherhood. We stood frozen as she hung up, Sarah trembling, the weight of an unfair world settling on her shoulders. Then Greg surged forward, snarling, "Give me the damn pizza." Sarah recoiled, clutching the boxes. He lunged, grabbing her arms and slamming her against the door. She cried out, the boxes flying, one splattering on the porch, the other tumbling down the steps. Lisa cackled, scooping up slices and handing one to Timmy, who bit into it, sauce smearing his face, staring at Sarah with cold triumph as she crumpled, tears streaming. Police lights flashed minutes later. Lisa's performance was Oscar-worthy, clutching an officer's arm, sobbing about our erratic behavior. The cops barely glanced at Sarah's bruised arms or the sauce-stained door. "She fell," Greg said, shrugging. The officers nodded, calling it a misunderstanding, with no witnesses, urging us to stay apart. They left, and Lisa's family sauntered off with our pizza, smirking. Inside, Sarah collapsed, sobbing. They just took it and laughed. My rage was a living thing, a storm I could barely contain. The system had failed us, siding with liars. Staring at their glowing windows, I vowed justice me way. The days after were suffocating. Sarah flinched at every noise, avoiding the porch, her sanctuary stolen. My anger hardened into resolve. Vengeance wasn't enough. I needed their world to implode. I became their shadow, watching from my office window, noting Greg's 7:15 a.m. departures in his smoky truck, Lisa's chain smoking on their deck, and Timmy's eerie stillness, his gaze predatory. Their trash revealed a crumbling facade, debt notices, loan demands, and threats from a shady firm called Raven Holdings. But the real shock came from a hidden audio recorder I planted under their window. A chilling conversation revealed Timmy had orchestrated the pizza attack, coaching his parents to lie to the cops. He wasn't just a product of Haiti, was its architect. I hacked their Wi-Fi, using a vile password Timmy had set, and uncovered his online persona, Freedom Youth 88, a star in extremist circles. His videos showed game mods of concentration camps and racist caricatures, narrated in his childish voice. Worse, Lisa, under Eagle Mother, was his mentor, planning real-world provocations, including the pizza incident. They were a mother-son terror cell, Greg their unwitting muscle. This was my weapon of truth that could destroy them. My plan had 3 prongs. First, I targeted Greg's job, mailing a forged letter to his boss at Carter's Plumbing, claiming he was stealing to pay debts, triggering his firing. Second, I filed a CPS report as an online gamer, detailing Timmy's extremist content and Lisa's complicity, sparking a panic-inducing investigation. Third, I posed as Iron Viking online, gaining Timmy's trust before planting a fake DHS memo suggesting Lisa was a Fed using him as bait. The seed of betrayal was sown. The fallout was swift. Greg came home jobless, defeated, sparking vicious fights. A CPS investigator's visit sent Lisa into hysterics, dragging Timmy inside to interrogate him. Timmy, poisoned by my lies, accused her of being a traitor, screaming, "I saw the proof. Eagle Mother." Greg, learning of their secret extremism and the pizza plot, realized he'd been a pawn. In a final, explosive fight, Timmy smashed their laptop, revealing everything. Greg snapped, attacking Lisa. I called 911, feigning concern. Police stormed in, arresting Greg, carting off a bleeding Lisa, and taking a shell-shocked Timmy. Their empire of hate collapsed. Their house stood empty, foreclosed, a monument to their ruin. The FBI probed their extremism. Greg faced jail, Lisa vanished, and Timmy entered foster care. A new family moved in, kind and normal, their toddler's laughter healing our street. Sarah slept soundly again, but I never told her the depths of my deceit, the surveillance, the lies, the darkness I embraced. Victory was bittersweet, a heavy quiet. I'd defeated monsters by becoming one, if only for a moment. The real triumph was our survival, the peace we reclaimed, a dawn breaking after the darkest night.